Hi guys, I just got out of a session with my coach and cry and all the things, and something is on my heart today that I wasn't expecting to talk about, but I really feel called to share my story. I haven't in a while. Of course, there's a lot of elements to me, but there's something that's really on my heart today, and I'm probably going to cry, but this is it. So we're talking about vision, and I tell my clients this too, like, when you hit that point where you're like this, then you know, like, that is your life purpose, and we're talking about what's next for me, and who I am and how I want to show up in the world. And there's two things that I feel like I am here on this earth to do. The first thing is to help people realize their potential and realize that they are so much more powerful than they give themselves credit for. The other thing is to help people create their own lives and not live out someone else's life. And so for story time, we're going to backtrack to my life. Of course, there's other elements to this, but this is just kind of a short, brief version of what I want to share today. So I don't really view my life like someone in particular was guiding me, but it was kind of just society and what was expected of me and what was laid out in front of me. So I graduated high school, I went to college, I didn't really have anything I was passionate about, so I just chose business because that was the job that would pay and would be stable. I got my first job, I got another job, things were going really well, I was successful and good at it. I met Chris in college, and so our lives shifted together. And by the age, I think we were 23, I was working a job in my field. We both owned a home together. We had our dog and 2 cats. We both had new cars. Like, everything was just handed over to us. Like, what you see in TV, we had that at the age of 23. And this is the part where I get emotional. We had that, but I was so miserable. I was supposed to be happy. I had all the things. I did everything I was supposed to do to get there. But it felt like a gaping hole inside of me. And I don't know how else to explain that. I know some of you will resonate. There was just something missing, something more. And that was a really hard place because I didn't know that I was capable of more. I thought that was just the end of it, and that I was going to feel that way the rest of my life. And maybe some of you are listening to this and like, boo-hoo, Mackenzie, like, you had it all. Who are you to say this? That's fine. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the people that resonate with my story. And I want to speak to you right now because that first part of me helping people see their potential, I did not know that I was capable of anything different. I was just following what everyone else wanted for me. And that gaping hole was like a misalignment with who I really was and how I was showing up in the world. I wasn't letting my true self out. I was just like playing this role that I just like taken on for 23 years, and now I got to this point and like that's not even me. And don't get me wrong, like, I loved the people that I worked with, but there was just such a misalignment and something that was like, there's something else out there for you. All right, I'm gonna get it under wraps. And so in my session today, the part of being capable for more, I was just like so like in that place. I didn't know there was any other option. Like, there was so many limitations that I was putting on myself that, you know, I had my degree, I had my experience in this, like, what else would I even do? If you grew up in the Midwest, or some of you know, like, most of us just stay in the Midwest. I had no intention of leaving. I was actually like very adamant about staying there. Chris had mentioned moving when we first met, and we almost broke up because I was like, I'm never moving. Like, I'm gonna live 10 minutes from my parents my entire life. And at this point, I started working with my coach, who I'm still working with, and we started doing vision work. And she started asking me questions about like what I wanted out of my life, and I was so confused because I literally had never considered what I wanted for my life. I was just following what I should do, what other people wanted for me. I had never thought about what I wanted out of my own life. And that sounds so silly, but it's seriously true. I didn't want to let other people down. I didn't want to leave my family. I didn't want to leave my jobs. I wanted everyone to stay happy. I thought that I was irreplaceable. Like, there were so many reasons why I couldn't leave this life that I'd built for myself and actually start stepping into who I actually am. And so in my session today, we were talking about like who are the people that I want to help, and the people that I want to help are helpers and givers and people that have like these big hearts and know that they're here for a reason. But what came to me was a lot of those people are such helpers and givers that they end up helping other people create their dream instead of creating their own dream. So to my helpers and givers and people that have these huge hearts and are out there helping everyone in their own lives, I love you so much for that, and I know that it's hard to even think about yourself and what you want for your life, but I promise once you start helping in a way that is aligned with the true you and what you were put on this earth to do, you will be able to help so many more people. I know you are doing so much of a service to this world with what you are doing right now, but you are doing a disservice to yourself by not stepping into your full potential. And there are going to be a million reasons that you shouldn't. There are going to be a million reasons that you should continue living the life the way you are. But if you have that gaping hole, that's telling you something. There's something misaligned in your life. There's something that needs to be changed. There's something different. There's something more. You're supposed to be doing something more in your life. And I know that is scary as hell. But the last thing that I touched on with her today was where I'm at. I never saw this for myself. I never, until 23 years old, I thought I was there. I never imagined that I would be living this life. And I'm so grateful. I am not bragging here, but I'm sharing how I got to my vision from somewhere where I felt very misaligned. I am running my own business. I work for myself full time. I can create my own schedule. I can take mental health breaks when I need to. I can schedule self-care into my literal work day. I live in San Diego. It is 70 degrees every single day. I look around and there's like beautiful plants and birds and things that I'm just like so grateful every single day. I live 2 blocks from my gym. I have the biggest, best support group here ever. People that I feel like I can be my real self with all the time, that are always there for me. I hang out with them constantly. I just feel so supported, and my life is so beautiful. And I am so grateful for all the opportunities and all the people and all the things that have led me here. But the biggest thing that led me here was realizing that I was the only thing getting in the way of me being here. It was all the things I was telling myself about how I needed to stay in that job and why I needed to live in Iowa and how I couldn't do what I wanted for my life and all of these excuses, all these limitations that I put on myself. I was the only thing getting in my own way, and so are you. And so today, our Mantra Monday is, you are your only limit. You guys are capable of so much more than you give yourselves credit for. And if you resonated with my story or anything I shared, I would love to talk to you. Please reach out and let me know where you're at. I know how hard of a place that is. I know what it feels like to have that misalignment and that hole and feeling like nothing will ever change. But I'm here to this place 4 years later, and was here even sooner than that. So I know it's possible for you. I know you can do it. But you gotta get out of your own way, and you gotta start putting yourself first, and you gotta start asking yourself what you want for this life instead of what other people want for you. I love you guys. Thank you for listening to this rant and watching me cry and all the things. Get out there and live into your full potential.